Hello and welcome back to the MD Investor channel where we're talking about personal finance, setting goals, achieving goals, taking responsibility for our personal finance by increasing our financial IQ, teaching our children so we can break the cycle of generational poverty. We have a new video today, guys. Video is about one of the financial books I've read. I mean, you have to keep yourself educated, and one way we do that is through reading. I watch a lot of podcasts, but one of the ways we do is reading, and we're gonna go through one of the books. But before we get into the video, definitely hit the subscription button. Let your friends, family know that there's a place to go to increase our financial intelligence, so we can break the cycle of generational poverty and increase our living standard of living. So the book we're gonna be talking about today is Oxen. Hopefully you guys can see it. Written by a guy named Joseph Sangle. His website, if you want to check it out, is I was broke, now I'm not. I was broke, now I'm not. It's a pretty good website with good resources. So Oxen, The Key to an Abundant Harvest by Joseph Sangle. So we're going to kind of review it for a couple of minutes and tell you some of the pearls I've kind of picked up. So on it, you can see the picture of two right? Oxen. They got the yoke, and they're ready to go to work. So the idea for this book, he says, came from he's a Christian, and he read Proverbs 14 verses 4, and he said it kind of changed his mindset. I'm gonna read it to you. Proverbs 14 verses 4, in the King James version says, "Where no oxen are, the crib is clean, but much increase is by the strength of the ox." Where no oxen are, the crib is clean, but much increase is by the strength of the ox. In the NIV, where there are no oxen, the manger is empty. And the manger is like the trough where the animal eats from. But from the strength of an ox comes an abundant harvest. NIV, let's read the New King James Version. Where no oxen are, the manger is clean, but much revenue comes by the strength of the ox. The ESV, the English Standard Version. Where there are no oxen, the manger is clean, but abundant crops come by the strength of the ox. So getting all that together, he said basically the idea came to him with that. You see the picture here on the cover of the book. Big, powerful oxen, right? Designed by God with muscle and strength and power and endurance, and they can do a lot of work. Much more work than you can do. So in this book, he defined a financial ox as a financial tool that enables you to do more than you can do. So he defines a financial ox as a tool that enables you to do more work than you are able to do and live abundantly. And I think it's a great concept. So what are some of the types of oxen? Some of financial types of oxen would be small business, rental property, stocks, anything that enables you to create money without you having to go to work for it. So go back to the scripture, it said, where no oxen are, the crib is clean, but much increase is by the strength of an oxen. So if you were going to decide so there's really two ways to go about it, right? Either, say, just take us as a farmer. Either we're going to go at it alone. We're going to plow the field. We're going to put the corn in the ground. We're going to water it. We're going to put the fertilizer. We're going to do everything our own. You got acres and acres of land. You're basically depending on yourself for everything. Assuming you won't get sick, right? Assuming you won't get tired, assuming, multiple things you're assuming that you're going to physically be able to do this, right? Assuming you'll be able to maintain this into your 50s and 60s and 70s. You're making a lot of assumption, right? With the ox now, the work can still get done and you do not have to do it, right? The field is plowed and watered and fertilized and the crop is growing and you're not doing it, right? And it's the same financially, right? Look at the situation we're in right now, right? With this health situation, this national pandemic, and how people are being furloughed, laid off. Imagine if you were totally 100% dependent on doing the work yourself, right? You did not have an ox or oxen to do the work for you. If 100% of your income is coming from your hands, your back, or your brain, and if therefore you can't do those things for whatever reason, or even, you're in a situation now where there's nothing coming in. The crib is clean. The manger's empty. But if you had a percentage coming in, say from dividend stocks or from rental property or for what have you, your crib is not clean. Income is still coming in. So that's his main point in this book. What oxen can do for you. He used the example of McDonald's. Right, he goes to McDonald's and he said, the person at the drive-thru is making money through one option, right? Which is the option that we all know. You work, you get paid. You don't work, you get paid. The franchise owner of the McDonald's is not there at 2 in the morning, but they're making the profits, right? Through option number 2, which is passive income, which is having an oxen, right? Which is having money made for them even while they're not there. Okay? Let's touch on the topic of why so few people have oxen. Why so few people have oxen? Because as we're talking about, we're like, this is a great idea, right? Because I don't know what the future holds. Nobody does. And I do know that, as you get older, situation changes. They may cut your hours. Your health might go. You may not be able to do what you once were able to do, but yet I still want to maintain my lifestyle. This is a great idea, this oxen. So why so few people have oxen? Why so few people have oxen? Okay, let's see what he says here. He says here, as you pursue the acquisition of oxen or focus on birthing an ox, you will realize how few people actually have oxen, right? Because as you get in this financial freedom journey, you begin to realize not a lot of people are on this journey. Not a lot of people have oxen. Everybody's kind of following the path of what society says. Most people survive solely on the income produced by their job. As a result, their ability to prosper is entirely dependent upon their ability to work. Assuming their health won't go, or assuming the business is doing okay and they can pay your salary. Assuming the business is not going through some financial crisis as it now. There are many reasons why people do not possess oxen, and it is important to understand these reasons because you will surely face similar obstacles in your own journey to transfer your financial burdens. I like that last term. To transfer your financial burden. That's basically the whole point. The whole point is transfer your financial burden, which is your lifestyle, from your job, 100%, and shift the weight over here. That's the whole idea, right? It's hard to sit on a stool that has one leg, right? It's hard to balance it. Anything could throw you off. But if you got a stool that has 4 legs, it's more stable, right? It's more stable. If one leg goes, there's still 3 more legs to hold it up, right? So if one leg is your income and then another leg is maybe your dividends from your stock, and you might have different stocks. You might have 50, 60 stocks sharing the weight. You may have money coming from your rental property, but the whole idea is saying that the weight is now being shifted. That's a lot better. Okay, let's look at why so few people have oxen. One, oxen costs money to acquire. It costs money to start a business. It costs money to buy or start up a franchise, right? Having a franchise is a great idea, whether it's a McDonald's or Subway franchise, but it costs money to start it up. It's a great idea to begin to build up a dividend portfolio. It costs money, right? That's one of the reasons why so few people have oxen, because it costs money to acquire oxen. What else can we touch here? Oxen costs money to maintain, and we could agree with that, right? So if you have a business, and say your business is it's a cab driving service, right? If the car breaks down, it has to be maintained, right? So having a business, it has to be, there's money to maintain it, okay? If you own a small business and you have a couple of employees, maybe their retirement account has to be funded, the salary has to be funded. There's really investments in the business. Why so few people have oxen? Risk. Oxen ownership involves risk. Let's look at small business. We know that a lot of small businesses within the first year fail. All that money and time you invested is gone. A lot of people don't want to take that risk. They want to make sure they get that regular set check every 2 weeks, every Friday, every Thursday. They want to make sure they get that, right? So the risk. Same thing with owning stocks, right? You may own stock and they may go down. The company may go out of business. There's a lot of things. Think about the airline stocks and stuff right now, right? So things can happen. He writes, it's risky to own oxen, but I believe it is more risky to never own oxen. I like that, because what he's saying is that you say it's risky to own oxen, it's risky to own stocks. A lot of people say the stock market is gambling. It's risky to start a business. It may fail. All that is true. There's a past performance is no guarantee of future results. But I like what he said. It says, if all I have are my 2 hands to produce a harvest, I am limited to what I can accomplish alone. It is as if I put all of my eggs into one basket. What would happen if I fall ill or I am injured? What will happen once I am no longer able to work and produce income? There will be no oxen to carry the load for me and my family. I will be solely reliant upon Social Security, a system known to be broken by anyone who can do basic math. I decided it is more risky to go it alone than to take on the challenge to manage and acquire oxen. I like that. He basically turns it on his head. People say it's risky to invest. It's risky to do this. And he's saying it's risky not to. I can't depend on this job for me and my family's complete sustenance, right? For all of our, to maintain our lifestyle. I can't, that's too much to put on one job. So therefore, I'm going to diversify. It's like having 100% of your income into one company. You have all of your income into one stock. What if that one stock goes bust, right? That's why you spread it around. I'm not going to have all my eggs in one basket. The other thing, which I definitely agree with it, why so few people have oxen, they have never learned the power of oxen ownership. And that's how I believe it's true with a lot of us. We have never known anybody who has actually done this. I mean, like live flesh and blood that we can touch and say, yeah, my uncle is doing this. And he's kind of brought me up on his knees and show me that this is what I'm doing. I have this portfolio. I'm investing every month. I take a portion out of my check every month and I invest. And my dividends have been increasing steadily over the month over the last year. And I can show you, and it's carrying more and more weight of our lifestyle. I'm depending less and less on my job. We don't have people to go and look and teach us that. So that's part of it, right? They've never learned the power of oxen ownership, right? The idea of working smarter, not harder. And a lot of times also, we just don't believe it's possible that we can own oxen. You know, it might work for other people, but it's not going to be for us. But that's why we're doing this channel to increase our financial IQ, that this is possible. I have a social security number. I have a job. I have income. I have a brain. I can make a decision. I can be persistent. I can be motivated. And I can do this. We can do this. So guys, this is another video. Like I said, I read a lot of financial books and listen to a lot of blogs and websites and stuff. And I'm just trying to basically bring you guys in to how I get myself motivated, how I learn, and you can also do the same thing. So this is Oxen, The Key to an Abundant Harvest by Joseph Sangl. I definitely learned a lot from this book. And I like the fact that he took the scripture, took the quote from the scripture and just kind of expounded on it. And basically almost like made it a life theme, you know, from the, so where there is no oxen, the crib is clean, but much increases by the strength of the ox. Just saying that I need financial oxen to help lighten this load. I can't do it by myself. This is the MD Investor channel, guys, where we are taking responsibility for our personal finance. We're increasing IQ by reading, by studying, by getting ourselves motivated. We're teaching our children so we can break the cycle of generational poverty. If there's people out there you think could benefit from it, let them know about the MD Investor, guys. We are no joke, and we are definitely going at it, and I will see you on the next video.